The stars aligned over Superman's hometown of Metropolis, Illinois last weekend to produce a rare rain-free Mathews Pro-Am at the Mermitt Lake Conservation Area and Fort Massac State Park. If you've been around the ASA long enough, you know that's like finding a four-leaf clover. Nearly 1,800 archers from all over the U.S. showed up for the first event since 2019 in the shadow of Metropolis's 20-foot-tall Man of Steel statue. And while his red and blue uniform sparkled in the sunlight, he probably should have changed to black and gold to fit the Mathews theme for the weekend. Shooting kicked off in earnest Thursday with the Zebra Bowstrings team shoot, which, judging by participation, has now become a must-do part of every national ASA weekend.
It kicked me real bad, but hey, I was trying.
The courses were packed with amateurs and pros who teamed up to see who could work together the best.
3 or 4 really. That's why I said I could add one more.
I think you got it.
Nice shot, Darren.
To claim that cash and the bragging rights that come with it.
Oh, yeah, good shot.
Happy birthday, Mom.
When the pros began their qualification rounds Friday morning, they probably didn't know they were starting what would end as one of the most unforgettable ASA weekends for all 4 of their classes that we've ever seen. In Women's Pro, Cara Kelly followed her 2019 best ever Metropolis round of 36 up with a stellar 16 up and carried an 8-point lead over Emily McCarthy into Saturday's Pro Pressure Point Shootdown. Tim Gillingham and Jeff Hopkins fought tooth and nail through their Friday and Saturday rounds and headed into the shootdown with Gillingham holding a slim 2-point lead over the 7-time shooter of the year. In Open Pro, Andy Calloway and Dan McCarthy waged a similar battle, and Calloway carried a 2-point lead over McCarthy into the finals. Known Pro was the only division that was a little different. 2-time Vegas champ Kyle Douglas was in a league of his own, shooting a ridiculous 2-day score of 58 up. Of the 40 targets he shot, he only missed the 12 ring on 10 targets. He took a 10-point lead over 20-year-old Dane Johnson into the shootdown.
Oh, got it. Just that easy.
Saturday evening came and the pro classes moved from the tall hardwoods of Mermitt Lake to the open lawn of Fort Massac on the banks of the Ohio River.
Where we shoot qualification at, it's perfectly flat, big woods, easy to shoot, easy to judge. Now we're out here right on the banks of the Ohio, and there's a pretty significant wind coming across these targets.
It was a 2-part wind that would blow steadily at about 8 to 10 miles per hour, but then gust suddenly to 20 plus.
But man, these conditions are not easy.
By the time the women's pro finalists stepped onto the field of play, the trees were swaying, the banners were flapping, and the competition archery media tents were pulling hard on their mooring stakes.
It's a good look at Cara.
Cara Kelly saw her lead instantly blow away with the wind after a 5
It's just a bad spot to be in.
and a rare 0 that came because she released her arrow just after the shot clock buzzed. With the wind pushing her hard, she just never got settled on the second longest target. Meanwhile, Emily McCarthy once again showed she's a force in the shootdown and put together an incredible round of 4 10s and 1 12 in that win. Her heart broke for Cara, but she did her job and captured her second win of the season, albeit with a tear in her eye for her friend.
I hate to win and to shoot off like this after watching Cara have such an amazing weekend. So I was adjusting and trying to just make the best shot, make them count, and that's all I knew I could do out here. I'm super excited, but yet I'm feeling for my competitors.
I said
not only competitors, but good friends.
In the Senior Pro Finals, Hopkins overtook Gillingham on the very first target. As much as the wind ripped during the women's shootdown, it blew harder for the seniors.
Good look at Hopkins on that long bear.
Hopkins handled it just a little bit better than Gillingham, and he took home his 3rd win in a row this season.
I've been in a lot of shoot-offs, but that was brutal out there with the wind. I just shot and judged better today than I have in 10, 12 years. So
Open Pro leader Andy Calloway headed into the shootdown looking for his first ASA win as a pro. But his position was precarious with the always dangerous Dan McCarthy nipping at his heels.
He got the 12.
Smashed it.
Yeah.
Callaway did his job through the 5 regulation arrows before McCarthy hit a spectacular 14 on a long deer.
That's professional archery right there.
I see your 14.
Yeah.
To push the competition to a final, closest to the center of the javelina's 12-ring arrow. A wind gust hit at precisely the wrong time for Callaway, and McCarthy ended up shooting an inch closer to the center to take his 3rd win of the season.
Andy shot amazing this weekend, and he's a good friend of mine. And honestly, I wanted him to win that one as bad as I wanted to win it myself. It's just, that wind is so bad out there. That bear, I literally aimed like 8 line up in the neck, and I hit an 8 right. I mean, it was just pretty brutal at times. If you got lucky when your shot broke and where your pin was in that weird second of chaos that you were looking at.
The known pro class is the only one of the 4 pro divisions that ended with the finals leader holding off the field through the end.
Got it. That's a good shot from Kyle.
Kyle Douglas did what he needed to in the wind to keep the other guys at bay, and ended up just having to hit foam on the 6th arrow
There it is.
to secure his 2nd ever ASA win in the known pro class.
That felt pretty good. I was shooting really strong all weekend. I mean, I just shoot the same way at everything. I go at it, just as hard as I can, and I practice different things so I can try and be good at everything.
Nearly 300 archers turned out Sunday morning to finish their weekend of shooting under a Carolina blue sky. "How'd you do?" one archer called out to another as they headed toward the parking lot. "Great," the other replied. "I didn't lose any arrows, and we didn't get rained on once." Next up is the Elite Pro-Am in Coleman, Alabama, July 29 to August 1. We'll see you there.